Hi everybody. Today I'm going to review a slightly different camera from the ones that I usually present to you. But still it's a camera that is worth checking out, and that would be the Fujifilm Instax Mini 90. This camera is a kind of a strange thing because it's supposed to look like a classic film camera, maybe even like some kind of rangefinder camera. The layout is it's plastic, but it's all covered in or painted in metal. Like, I think it's plastic. You know, maybe actually this is some kind of metal. However, this camera is supposed to be the most manual, most advanced instant camera right now on the market, maybe with the exception of the newly presented lomography instant camera. But from Fuji, this is definitely the most advanced, or the one where you supposedly can influence the image more than in others. What's my impression, or actually, why did I get this? I got this because, as in many situations when you travel, this is a very good opportunity with when you use digital cameras, or even when you use film cameras, to give something to the people that you meet. This is definitely a possibility for that. However, what negatives I found in this camera? The images, the pictures that come out are really small. Let me show you something, if I can find something. Here it is. Like, this is the size of the picture that comes out of this camera. It's not huge. It's definitely not huge. Maybe if you do a portrait of somebody and you fill the image with the face of the person, that's an option. However, I don't know. I'm not so happy with that. Before that, I even tried the other version, and that's the 210. That's the one with the bigger negative. However, I have to say, this thing is gigantic. I mean, it's huge. It's as large as, let me see if I can make a comparison. Yeah, it's like this Fuji. Actually, it's bigger than this Fuji 4.5 times 6 medium format camera. So this is huge. This was not an option. I mean, I have it, I bought it, but it's not an option because you don't carry this around. So I got this one thinking that, well, maybe that's an alternative. What can I say about it? Let me go through a few things that I like or I don't like. For example, one thing that I really like is this has, to a certain extent, long exposure capabilities, which basically means you can turn the flashlight off. To turn the camera on, you pull this lever, the lens comes out. As far as I've understood, it's a fixed focus lens, which means it does not autofocus. You have the option for close focusing by pressing this little flower button here. I don't know if you can see it. Yes, this is for close focus, so it comes out a little bit. Let me try and show you. I press it and it goes in. I press it to set it to close focus and it comes out. Then you have the option to increase or decrease the exposure. Basically, it's some kind of exposure compensation button where you can go lighter, darker. Yeah, that's oh no, and even lighter. So you have 3 levels: darker, which would be basically underexposing it, or overexposing it by 1 or 2. I don't know if it stops, but levels. Then you have the option, and that's actually something I liked, to turn off the flash. So you can turn it off, put it on red eye reduction, or turn it off all the way. When you turn it off and the light is not sufficient, up to a certain extent, it will go do a long time exposure. Then you have different modes, which is basically more for the focusing, and probably it influences the exposure. You have a bulb position, but that bulb position is well, more or less useless because you don't have any way to put a remote on this, so you still have to press the shutter button, either this one or this one in front, and that will shake the camera, because even if you put it on a small tripod, and you don't want to carry around a huge tripod for a camera like this. So these are, I'm kind of not sure if that's a good option in any way. So what else don't I like about this? Another thing that I find pretty strange is they decided to put in a rechargeable battery. Rechargeable battery is something that may be useful if you have a camera that you use constantly and take many shots all the time, and that may be something that Fuji is looking for, but at the price of the films, you will not use this very frequently. So basically you charge a battery, you put it in, and you leave it there, and maybe you take a shot every now and then, and it's harder to determine when to recharge the battery. You will end up recharging it midways very often, because you're probably not going to empty the battery taking one shot after the other. So this is something that I found, it's sold as a good idea, but I don't think it's of any use with a camera like this. What else? Okay, now I said many negative things. Still, for what it is, it's a nice little camera. You can put it in your camera bag and carry it around for when you need it. The quality of the images is not extraordinary. Actually, I would say it's pretty bad. It's too bad because it's not cheap. The films are really not cheap, and you end up being a little bit disappointed, even if the shots you take with it are not supposed to be great art or of the highest quality, but you would expect a little bit more from a camera like this. What else can I say about it? If you really look for an instant camera, get it. If you expect it to do something really artistic, or where you can really influence the picture, the image results, probably you will be disappointed. What else can I say? I guess I have it. I hardly ever use it, and if I didn't have it, I wouldn't miss it. Stay tuned, because I'm gonna make another review of an instant camera, an old Polaroid that I have, an old Polaroid land camera, and that is a totally different issue, because even though it's a very automatic camera, actually you can't do anything except for make the image a bit lighter or a bit darker. Still, what comes out of that is a totally different thing. The quality might not be perfect, but it has a character about it. This thing really doesn't give me much. Up to you to decide, like it, don't like it. It's there in the market. Decide for yourself whether you like it or not. Thank you very much, and hope to see you back here soon.